Hello, my name is Raul Vasquez. I'm a 22-year-old med student from Guadalajara, Mexico. I'm studying at the Universidad de Guadalajara. I'm a member of valedictorian MD since 2019. If you are an Step 1 veteran, you may be familiar with the concept of gold standard resources, the things that can almost guarantee you, if you follow them, a solid score. While there is a similar thing in Step 2CK, there's only one supreme resource, which will be our first spot. And I'm talking about UWorld. UWorld is a question bank that covers almost every subject of the Step 2CK exam, organizing its content in a very similar way to what you will see in the actual test. Every question have a very comprehensive review about the theme that they're asking, and the questions usually provide with things like amazing graphics, tables, images, or videos that make the learning process a little easier. UWorld uses the spaced learning process. For example, that you can have today a question of, let's say, heart failure, and in 2 days you can have another question on heart failure, maybe of a different aspect. But the thing is that if you see the same thing multiple times in time, you will be able to retain it in your mind. That way you will not forget it. This resource has almost 4,000 questions that are constantly being updated. So for the question part of an studying plan, UWorld has you completely covered. Then we go to a grayer zone, which are the textbooks. There are many options out there, but none of them can go as the single best, because in reality, while some people prefer extensive reviews, others just want short books, just for a quick review. So with that in mind, our first spot will be the Kaplan lecture notes. If you like really comprehensive reviews, this may be the option for you. These book sets provide with extensive explanations, and they summarize the key points at the end of the chapter. If you feel that you are lacking basis, this is the book for you. Coming next, we have the first aid for the USMLE Step 2CK. The gold standard book for the Step 1 that some people call the Bible also has its version for the Step 2CK. While not being as good as its predecessor, it's a pretty decent book. The good thing about this book is that it is like in the middle ground between dense content and rapid reviews, providing with detailed, essential explanations without adding in unnecessary details. It also complements this with things like graphics, flowcharts, and clinical cases that strengthen the learning process. Now, if you like really short, to the point, rapid reviews only to complement other resources, you should take a look to the next part, which is Step Up to the USMLE Step 2CK. This book provides quick facts that are commonly tested on the exam, and compared to the others, it has almost 300 questions that make sure that you understand every fact that you just learned to solidify. At last, we always need some feedback to know how good or how bad are we doing. And for that, we have two main tools. UWorld self-assessments. As if UWorld wouldn't have enough with being the best resource out there, it also makes the best self-assessments. These self-assessments provide very similar questions and a truly correlating score to the actual exam. It has about 4 blocks of 40 questions, and it will take you about the half of the time that it would take in the actual exam. But still, it's an excellent tool to build stamina and to identify weak spots that you can work with. Some people say that the UWorld self-assessments are actually a pretty decent replication of what you will see in the exam, but that's up to you to decide. NBME self-assessments. Made From the actual creators of the exam, this says a lot. The minds that will make your test will also provide you with self-assessments. These come in many forms. All of them provide detailed explanations and a strength and weaknesses analysis, so that way you can focus on whatever you like. Once that you get in contact with valedictorian, they will be able to provide you with many of these resources so that you can be fully armed against this test.